Hey there, fellow defenders of the Ark. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Frostwardens, episode 93, A Breach of Our Leadership. Okay, cool. Godless attacking immediately. They are breachers. There aren't many of them. Is that really their whole army? So they have, as far as long-range weapons, 2 bolts and 2 biocodeds. Got it. And there's a lot more art in the bedrooms that I can read later. We are 12 days away from power down mode. We are still in grid access, which is good. And there's, of course, a lot of things to power off if we need it off. Are these breachers breaching here? That would be so obnoxious. Yes, they are. Oh, yes, you guys will have shell problems because you're not even allowed in this room. Come on, shells. Yo! 3 dead, 1 super wounded. That's what I'm talking about. Mortar, death from above. Rogie, that's a pretty bad injury, actually. And he gets shot in the arm. I didn't realize you were related to Sterling. Well. That's an instant heart shot. Bryzit's not going to be happy about that. No warning at all, just insta-death. I'm going to fall back, for obvious reasons, and try to shell the rest. They're already pretty wounded. But there's not much you can do about avoiding instant kills like that. There's not really armor I could be wearing that would be temperature comfortable that I wouldn't die wearing. So what I'm going to do is Fishpick and Madsen is going to come out here and try to clear them out. Tannering and Rogie, you are going to... So bed rest is going to be highest priority. And with my brawlers getting attacked by the shooters, I can send the shooters back out. I mean, it's hard to avoid this situation where you get insta-killed, right? Like, you can't plan for that exactly. But I could have waited for the shield belters to be out. Of course, with Madsen only having a good shield belt, his shield belt's already broken. Doesn't last very long. And I didn't notice his lost thumb until just now. Alright, they're fleeing. And Zeusin will be buried somewhere close to the reactor. You can stop that. Actually, hold fire. Are they loaded? Yeah, they're both loaded. Okay. Well, that was unexpected and unfortunate. So Bryce is going to have to be on mood watch. Because we've got negative 26. We also don't have an order for the stalwarts anymore. They will need to elect one. As far as social skills go, Wishbringer, Sheep, and Fangface are the top choices. But I'm going to have you... I'm going to have only the stalwarts vote. So if you are a self-assigned pilgrim, do not vote in this poll. So I'll list everybody. It'll just take me a minute to type it all up. And this is the moral guide for the stalwarts, if you're wondering the significance of this vote. So, there's the poll. What I haven't built up until now is a stalwart resting place. For our pilgrims, they want to be cremated, but our stalwarts want to be buried. And one of the priorities I'm going to do while we work on this low power mode is build a tomb. Alright, the people that need medical attention are getting tended to. Good. And we are tomb building now. And it's close enough to the base that I'm not concerned about life and limb. I don't think anyone's going to die from hypothermia coming out here. At some point, Madsen's going to need a bionic arm. Checking the rest of our injuries. Yeah, that's the only one that needs addressing. All right, one more minute to vote in the poll for the next order, and then I'll resolve it, and we'll have an election. Ark did have a missing leg, but he's a pilgrim, so bionics are not an option. For reference, pilgrims do not believe in non-biological modifications, so installing a peg leg in him would impart a -10 mood. And we won't be doing that. He doesn't want one. He'd rather limp. So he limps. Simply put. Here's some more art. And this art would be good for the tomb. AR for purple. Basically art about our enjoying poker. And this one is crook. Axios getting hypothermia. Okay. Odd, but okay. And it looks like sheep is going to become the next order. So once I think we do the funeral in order of operations, funeral first, and then order election next. And yeah, all of the stalwart founders are now dead. So the only founders we have is Axios and Fishpick. Because Nabla died. And Nabla will be moved to this tomb as well, if you're wondering. And then Zeusin just died. Instant heart shot. She died to one hit. A single bolt action killed her. Killed her through an excellent parka and good tribal wear. I mean, we could wear like flak vests, but we had determined that the movement speed penalties for something like that would be a problem enough. All right, the best possible constructor is Cardinal. So Cardinal, I'm gonna have you wake up and build these sarcophagi. Ironically, the dumb labor guys need to support the nuclear reactor. Sounds like a Homer Simpson type situation. And Brazit, I think it's appropriate for... Oh, you'll never do hulling? Okay. Fishpick. You do the burial. Brazit's like, nope, sorry, but I don't do this kind of work. Might be my my lover, but... No thanks. Hard pass. What's weird is I don't have a funeral opportunity. Stalwarts. Oh, you do cremation funerals? Oh, you know what? Something got screwed up here. Blast off funerals not... Yeah, okay, it got bugged. It's supposed to be regular funerals. I might need to, fix that. I don't know how this changed, but this wasn't the way it was at the start of the series. These, like, got messed up. So the pilgrims are supposed to be doing cremation funerals, and the stalwarts do regular ones. I'm not going to bother renaming them, but I don't think it's a retroactive change, so we don't hold a funeral for Zeusin as a result. Oh well. Annoying bug. And the art on here. A nephew. Engraving on this sarcophagus portrays Zeusin putting together a uranium-powered ark while smiling proudly. That's actually a pretty good engraving. If I had to pick one, her building the ark, the uranium ark, probably is one of the most significant events. Can we dev mode a director to kill her to trigger a funeral? The problem with doing something like that is it will also double up, like, the death loss. So, no. We can pretend we had a funeral. And then Nabla, I think, similarly was like, well, okay, she wasn't one shot, but it was close to one shot, given, it was a headshot took off her head from like an auto machine pistol, which is pretty unusual. And the art on this one is Wishbringer's death. This sarcophagus is engraved with Wishbringer sitting next to Nabla, gazing at her. It's the illustration. This is a bit meta. Illustration of Wishbringer visiting the grave, last season. It's a weird word engraving, but sure. Well, there they are. And then, as I said, after that, we were going to have the order election, which means we need to power up the facility here, warm it up enough so that we can actually physically be in that room, which means we are going to be pretty close to our grid excess. So I'm going to power off one of these deep drills so we're not in power negative yet. And it's too cold in there. Put another heater in there temporarily. Alright, that should be warm enough. So sheep, changing roles to the order, and everyone else will be, all the other stalwarts rather, will be in attendance. Who's stripped? Cardinal, what? Okay. Sure. Pretty weird, but sure. Yeah, this is the third death. We had 1 cremation, 2 burials. I think if you track the graph for population, you can see death 1, death 2, death 3. 1, 2, 3. How unlucky. Wasn't even a particularly powerful weapon, too. I think, for me, that was the unfortunate bit. You know, if it was like a charge lance or something like that, it would make sense. Even a sniper rifle, but a bolt action? I get, like, critical hit is a critical hit. But still. So, rough. Alright, Mr. Fishpick. I'm actually going to unrestrict you. I want to have a airtight section down here, because this is our iron wing. Meaning it's, as far as I'm concerned, a kind of important part of the base, because it's, steel is our heart blood. Well, that's not helpful. Alright. I'd love to be able to repair those walls, but it's still insanely cold out, so I think it's best to wait for when it's more temperate. It's negative 86 Celsius, or negative 122 Fahrenheit. Fishpick, even just doing that little amount of work, got frostbite, so... definitely a stay the hell inside type of time. We are down to less than 10 fuel left on the uranium-powered arc, so we have less than 10 days left before the forced shutdown. It outputs just over 1,000 watts, so it's now less than like a wood-fired generator would be. But all's well. We're still trucking along. And we got some new art to adorn the reactor with. Given that they more or less worship the reactor, I think it makes sense to put the art, like, around the reactor. So, exhaustion represents a minor celebrity, Ryza. Okay. JD for green. Depicts JD crouching next to fire covered in frost. 10 frozen mole corpses surround the area. Getting hypothermia and started to hallucinate moles, I guess. And we're almost out of yeah, we're out of art material now. What I could do is add stone cut in here and then add the power down zone to allow to grab chunks just so that they're as productive as I can keep them. Hey tacos, thanks for the resub. Ooh, look at that counseling. 28 days of plus 16, counseled by sheep. That is one of the best counselings I've ever seen. Where'd the new art go? Oh, here it is. Cards. This work shows a mesa. A devil waits in the distance. The work makes the viewer think of agony. Whatever you say. Surprisingly, relying on wood fire for heat and powering everything down, we did not need the battery banks we had. I mean, it doesn't hurt to play it safe, obviously, but we were doing a pretty good job of managing our power down situation, I think. We've got 9 days left. Let's hope the 9 days are kind to us. 8 in the morning, it's negative 93 Celsius out. Yeah, the real advantage is if we did frantically need to... Oh, you know, I'm out of food. If we did frantically need to power things up, for defenses or something like that, to make new mortar shells, we have the extra power wiggle room to be able to do those things. So cutting it close may limit our options for how to respond to, like, threats. With that said, it didn't really help Zeusing out much, being one-tap shot. How happy is Zeusing with our Axios with Zeusing dying? 3? Oh, Jesus. Well, insect meat's back on the menu, friends. We'll have like a full roster for this too. I almost feel bad for the bugs. It's rare that we respond with this much force this quickly. I like how Fishpick's like, you can't even hurt me, and Madsen's like, wait, how did he not get hurt? He dodged or blocked everything. Damn. Our butcher table... Oh. Attacking immediately, unusually clever, so they're going to take the normal path in. Got it. These guys have no Doom level weapons. These guys have 1 Doom. Okay. Does the guy with the Doom have warm clothing? Because it is negative 82 out. So the Doomer is... Oh, out in front. And he's got not a lot of insulation. Got it. I might just use ambient temperature to kill all the raiders. That's what I'll probably end up doing, is just let the cold do them in. Because I really don't care about killing them the old-fashioned way. With that said, fish pick. Come down here. And Madsen, go over here. And all I need to do is force this door open to flip the raiders coming in the front from the back. Door swap strategy, exactly. Yeah, I mean, if it's negative 80 out, I might as well just use the natural advantages I have. Actually, this door is not ideal because they are mustering there. I'm going to have to use this door because there's not really time to use an alternative door. Because they're almost on top of Madsen, which is unfortunate. But then I'll try to flip another door. So, with that in mind, Sheep, you're the order. Go out here and flip these doors open. I could probably shoot this out, but, like, I think the will to fight arguably is pretty low in the community right now, given that Susan passed as a result of the last fight. So, with that in mind, I'm choosing to play for time and have them freeze. Basically, have Mother Nature do the work. So now the valid target is coming through here. To where Sheep is. So all these doors are open. And it's possible they don't even make it here, but if they do, I'll close this back up and have them come in the front. The one to worry about was what, Luke? Loot? Yeah, he's already sporting hypothermia. Alright, I think what I'm going to do is change the valid path actually a different way. So, fish pick. You head up here. And Axios, you head down here. This is sort of the opposite corner from this. Oh, God. So I'm setting it up so that they have to run the furthest possible. No, no, no. Go this way. Axios isn't going to get there in time. I really don't want Yuso in the door, because this defeats the purpose of the flipping. Just, how many limbs does this dude have? Oh, he's on Go Juice. Because if I end up fleeing back through here and just like, I'll turn the turrets on. Yeah, I'm gonna fall back and let them destroy the turrets. It's better than losing another founder. Alright, so Axios opened up that path. These raiders will mess with the turrets, but that's about all they'll do. So I'll just make sure that these walls stay repaired. And now we have a valid path elsewhere, so if I turn this off, they might end up destroying it, but they should path this way. Because these doors are open. I'm really surprised that Bongo here didn't die. We cut out his eye, cut off his arm, sliced it. He's gonna be bleeding out in like 1 minute. But it was kind of annoying that the fish pick, the only target the fish pick was going up against was like one that had like high tolerance and go juiced. Oh, unfortunately, these guys got locked in. I guess I'll leave the turrets on just to mess with them. And this is the power tolerance I was talking about. Jittering a little extra power so that I can do things like this. So that these types of situations aren't a problem for our power grid. Okay. With everyone fleeing... Figure I'll use my superior numbers. Oh, Jesus, I lost a lung. To get out. So we did say that in extreme well... Yeah, so in extreme situations we can do organ harvesting when it's needed. So I'll probably end up taking a prisoner when I can for that lung that we lost. Oh, Jesus. Fall back, Razit. Of course, oh, there we go. So, for fleeing, I think that's all groups. Sheep. Go carry Booker. And I am going to power up the hospital for surgery. So it's going to use power. Ryzit needs healing. Fangface, you're going to be unrestricted and build this door once Georgette gets past it. This biocoated rifle is going to be hauled out, so the prisoner doesn't use it, and he's got 9 hours. He's also psychite addicted, which is going to be annoying. Madzin, let's have you just immediately operate. We did lose a turret here. We'll rebuild that at some point. But I don't urgently need it. As in, that's not what I said for you to do. Operate. Missing a thumb. Not ideal, but should go fine. And Axios is still tending to people. Okay. Okay, so there's the lung. Let's see, I'll deal with him in just a moment. And then if I wasn't mistaken, it is... Ring. Okay. I think JD is not too hurt. Okay. And we are in a power negative, but it's not so much power negative that it's a problem. So the operations are successful. And the only one that needs medical attention is JD now. Medical tending. Y'all just stopped? Yeah, Axios had queued it up and just, like, fell asleep. Got it. Okay, Axios, I have work for you. And now everyone's zoned properly, and this is our hospital again. We have bunch of bodies to deal with out here on the map tile. But it's still really cold, so I think I'm going to give it a little bit more time. No, you're not supposed to be using that room. So power down no longer uses a zone. Or here. Or any of this. Oh, Slotus is out. Right, let's turn off the Biosculptor pod. I forgot about that. And I'll uninstall it too. And that will save some power. Let's also close the door. Save a little bit of heat. So, we are only producing 700 watts. We're only using 400 of it for deep drills and the like. Just sipping power slowly. And we have about a week's worth of low power left. Food binge for the psychic droner. Okay. I'm trying to keep people from having mental breaks, if and when possible. I'm not too worried about our food, but we are pretty low on the, like, fun things to eat. We're going to be looking at possibly nutrifungus. Like fungal nutrient paste, which is gross, but, like, necessary. Or alternatively, turning on the electric stove. I might go ahead and do that. Turning on the electric stove and making fine meals out of the insect meat. I think that's probably worth the watts. So with that in mind, yeah, it's already part of the power down. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Frostwardens, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow Frostwardens.